There are shows that are nice to see, but there are those that change you forever. For black boys who have considered suicide when the hue gets too heavy is the latter, and here is why. When you read the storyline of this play, you know that you're in for a thought-provoking experience. But for black boys isn't just thought-provoking. It is empowering, educational, emotional, funny, and so resonant. The writer of the play, Ryan Calais Cameron, has been working on this material for 12 years, and it's coming from such a personal place and a need to help his community. It's written to help black boys process their trauma and seek mental health support and encourage them to rely on each other and help each other. And you can feel that in every line. There's so much compassion and love and just the encouragement and the need to say that you are enough, you are worthy, you are beautiful the way that you are. And it's just so beautifully written with so much love ultimately for everyone who has been going through this experience from his community. And I think that's what really sets this play apart. Firstly, this is a very unique play. From the way that it's written to the way that it's delivered, it just doesn't follow the regular format of a play that you would expect, besides it being such a personal and such a powerful piece in itself. It starts with dance of these 6 men on stage, and it is so beautiful and capturing in such a slow motion a very emotional exchange between them. And this is kind of contrasted with the music, which is very loud when you enter, and kind of the smoke's everywhere and there's red light, and the first scene kind of like gets you into this very emotional state of such balance and help in a way from these men to like elevate each other. It kind of looked like that, and the choreography opens the play and it kind of captivates you straight away, and then out of the blue it kind of changes into the conversation between the 6 boys. It sets them in kindergarten, and from there they start talking about the issues that they faced and the stereotypes, the thoughts that they had about themselves during this time. And this is just one example of how skillfully the writing and movement has been used to create snippets of experiences that are presented throughout the whole play in just different times of these people's lives. And what starts as kindergarten moves on to discussions about what being black means to them, moves on to the discussions about toxic masculinity, then it's about family issues, then it's about romantic issues. And the play follows slightly unusual way when it comes to the storyline, because it isn't like, oh, this is like a very linear, it's very much snippet, a lot of monologues, and a lot of times characters get space to express themselves and to express their own unique understanding of things, and each boy has slightly different circumstances, slightly different way of dealing with things. The second thing that really impressed me and just proved that this is such an important piece that resonates so much with the community is the audience and the energy in the theater. I've never been part of the audience who felt so heard and seen, and there were so many yeses and just like engaging with the actors on stage and starting to sing when there was a song that they knew, because it just felt like safe space, and it was just incredible to be part of it. And it felt like the audience is going through each emotion that the characters on the stage are portraying on such a deep level, and when they're laughing and cracking jokes, and there are plenty of those beautiful moments in the play, everyone was laughing and it was proper fun. But then also when the moments were like really deep and hurtful in some ways, like I think we all felt their pain and there were a lot of tears, and also just generally I think the way that things have ended just made us all feel a little bit more hopeful. And what was really interesting, that at the end of this play there is an announcement that if you need some time to sit in the theater and just decompress and think about what you've seen, they are allowing people to stay for another 15 minutes, which is just a sign of how much they try to make this play a safe space for people to really experience those emotions and to take on board what they see and really sit with it and kind of leave the theater with a glimmer of hope that things are getting better and that Black boys are more understood. And because of this, my third point is that I feel like this play has changed me. I went into the theater knowing that this is going to make me feel feelings, but I just didn't know how much this will make an impact on me and just change my perspective. It is a play that just reminds you how much more we have to work to achieve equality, to stop applying certain stereotypes to people. And there's so much work and education and creating these safe spaces that needs to happen in order for us to be able to support each other better and just understand what people are going through, understand different perspectives if you're not part of that community. Singing and dancing is part of the show, but this is in no way musical or dance performance. Predominantly it is a play, but there are some really beautiful moments of dance. As mentioned, the opening scene is a dance scene, and this is not the only time when characters are dancing. There's a lot of movement on stage, and this movement really comes in times when the characters need it the most. But then there's also singing when things get either funny or tough. So in some cases you have singing and dancing as part of a bit of a parody, or like using some R&B songs that everyone knows. But then at other times there are really emotional scenes when the group of 6 boys kind of just hugs each other and starts singing, and these are the moments that really gave me chills. Some of the cast members have insane voices that are so beautiful that I just didn't want the song to stop. So yeah, there are elements of dance and singing in the play that are so skillfully weaved into the narrative to really elevate the story and kind of sometimes also help you switch between different monologues or between different narratives and kind of ground you in some ways, because the things that are discussed in the play are really emotional, so you can really be on that journey of that emotion, and then they need to bring you back to a different element of the story, so there's like a little bit of a break. But it all feels like very organic, and the cast is absolutely mind-blowing. I can't really talk about the play without mentioning actors who have really pour their soul into their performances. They are absolutely brilliant and so in characters, but at the same time they have such great interactions with the audience. There just feels that there is a bit of a dialogue between audiences and cast members, and there were some really funny moments when they like spot someone and they kind of sing a song to them, or it was just so wholesome at times and really heartbreaking at other times. There was something about seeing a group of like 6 male actors performing together and being there for each other, and especially in the context of the play, kind of really supporting each other. I think it's just crazy how in our society seeing men hug and being there for each other just like felt so important. I haven't seen the play before, but this is a new cast, worth your time and worth seeing these amazing guys. So their acting, dancing, comedy skills, everything just like paints such a great picture together that I don't think that I could imagine these characters being played by anyone else. So my overall thoughts are that this is a very essential play to see, probably the most important play that right now you can see on the West End. I think it is suitable for everyone to go and see it. It is so powerful, it is so important. It brings to the fore conversations that are rarely openly discussed, and it kind of doesn't really go around the topics, it just addresses them like at its very core. And I really love this play, and I cannot recommend it enough to go and see it. I've got my ticket for £25 in Dress Circle, and I think I got a little bit lucky because I was looking for a single ticket. The theater is not massive, so I think wherever you sit you should be able to have a good view. The play is on until June, so it just got extended, so you still have a fair amount of time to go and see it. This play got nominated for Best Play last year for Olivier Awards, and I have done this whole video talking about this year's nominees, which you can still check out on the West End, so head over there.